effectiveness is just so evident. Obvious in practice, we do shooting competition. She's the loudest one in the gym. She's getting in your face if she wins. I mean, like, you hear her and you feel her, and I think as a teammate, that's awesome.
Angel Reese's shocking performance stunned fans as she froze out Lexi Hull and vanished in the second half, leading to a crushing loss. With her dominance on the court often overshadowed by controversy, one question looms. Can Reese's talent overcome her team's turmoil, or will her playing style be her downfall? One of the most talked about moments in the game was when Angel Reese chose to take a contested shot instead of passing to an open Lexi Hull. This decision not only showcased a lack of situational awareness, but also raised questions about Reese's basketball IQ and team-first mentality. Hull, performing well with efficient shooting and playmaking, was in a prime position to score. Instead, Reese forced a difficult shot that ultimately missed, costing the team a critical opportunity. Why did Reese make this choice? It's a question that has left fans scratching their heads. This moment highlighted a recurring issue in Reese's game, her tendency to prioritize individual plays over team dynamics. For a player of her caliber, this decision was surprising and disappointing, especially given Hull's ability to capitalize on open looks throughout the season. Fans and analysts alike questioned whether this reflected selfishness or poor judgment under pressure. As viewers, we often ask ourselves, what goes through a player's mind in such critical moments? Is it pressure? Is it confidence in their abilities? Or is it simply a lack of awareness of their teammates' positions? Whatever the reason, this moment encapsulated a broader issue with Reese's style of play, an over-reliance on individual talent at the expense of team cohesion. Reese's decision-making in this instance was puzzling, especially considering the team's overall strategy. The game plan likely emphasized moving the ball and finding open shooters, yet Reese opted for a more isolated approach. This not only hurt the team's chances but also undermined their chemistry on the court. Hull has proven a reliable scorer and playmaker in previous games, yet she wasn't utilised effectively in this matchup. Moreover, this missed opportunity raises questions about Reese's ability to read the game effectively. Great players often have a keen sense of when to take over and when to involve their teammates. Reese, however, seemed to struggle with this balance, often choosing to force the issue rather than trust her teammates to make plays. Before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe for all the updates you need about the WNBA world. Let's continue. Angel Reese's overall performance in this game was underwhelming. She shot 4 of 10 from the field, struggled with layups and failed to score in the second half even with pulling down 13 rebounds. While her rebounding numbers were solid, they couldn't compensate for her offensive inefficiency. Let's break down those statistics further. Shooting 40% from the field is not terrible, but when you consider that many of those shots were high percentage opportunities, like layups, it becomes concerning. Reese's inability to convert easy scoring opportunities, particularly layups, was glaring. Reese's struggles were compounded by her foul trouble, which limited her aggressiveness on both ends of the court. How often do we see players who can dominate on the floor but become mere spectators due to foul issues? This is precisely what happened with Reese. Her inability to stay on the court without fouling out forced her to play cautiously, which affected her overall impact on the game. Statistically, Reese's performance was emblematic of a player who is physically dominant but lacks polish in critical areas like finishing at the rim and decision-making under pressure. These deficiencies were particularly evident during pivotal moments when the team needed her most. Moreover, Reese's performance highlighted the importance of consistency in basketball. While she has shown flashes of brilliance in previous games, this outing was a stark reminder that even the best players can have nights off. The question now is how she will respond to this setback and work on improving her weaknesses. The second half of the game was a complete disappearing act for Angel Reese. After contributing modestly to the first half, she failed to score in the latter part of the game. Foul trouble played a significant role in limiting her effectiveness, as she had to play cautiously to avoid fouling out. However, foul trouble alone doesn't explain her lack of impact. Reese appeared disengaged at times, struggling to find her rhythm within the team's offensive system. Her inability to adapt to defensive adjustments made by the opposing team further exposed her limitations as a player who thrives primarily in structured setups like pick and rolls. This drop-off was particularly striking given Reese's reputation as a dominant force in women's basketball. Fans were left wondering whether this was an off night or indicative of deeper issues with her ability to perform under pressure. In games where every possession counts, how crucial is it for star players to maintain focus and intensity? For Reese, maintaining that level of engagement will be key moving forward. Moreover, Reese's second-half disappearance highlighted a lack of resilience and adaptability. Great players often find ways to contribute even when their primary strengths are neutralized, but that didn't happen here. Instead, Reese seemed to fade into the background, leaving her teammates to carry the load. Reese's decision-making throughout the game raised eyebrows, but none more so than during key possessions where she opted for difficult shots instead of involving teammates like Lexi Hull. One such instance occurred when Hull was wide open on the perimeter, a position from which she has consistently been effective, but Reese chose to drive into traffic instead. What does this say about her trust in her teammates? This lack of trust or awareness not only hurt the team's chances but also undermined their chemistry on the court. Hull has proven a reliable scorer and playmaker in previous games, yet she wasn't utilised effectively in this matchup. This moment encapsulated a broader issue with Reese's style of play, an over-reliance on individual talent at the expense of team cohesion. In contrast, players like Hull have thrived by embracing roles that prioritise movement, cutting, and creating opportunities for others. This difference in approach highlights why Hull has often been seen as more adaptable to fast-paced systems compared to Reese. Lexi Hull has been a versatile contributor for Rose BC, showcasing her ability to score, rebound, and assist. Even with occasional struggles with shooting consistency, Hull's hustle and willingness to do the little things have been crucial. Her defensive prowess has also been a highlight, as she often takes on tough assignments and helps protect the paint. Hull's connection with Reese has been a key storyline. Their celebratory moments, like chest bumps after big plays, showcase their growing friendship. This dynamic has helped create a positive atmosphere within the team, which is essential for building trust and cohesion. In games where Hull has struggled with her shot, Reese has been quick to offer support and encouragement. This leadership from Reese has helped Hull stay focused and motivated, even in tough moments. Conversely, when Reese has faced challenges, Hull has been there to provide a spark with her outside shooting or defensive plays. While their chemistry is evident, Rose BC's overall performance has been inconsistent. However, with Hull's adaptability and Reese's leadership, they remain a duo to watch in Unrivaled. As they continue to grow together, fans are excited to see how their partnership will evolve and impact the team's success. So, how will this dynamic duo continue to shape the future of Rose BC? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: their chemistry is a key factor in the team's potential for success. Angel Reese's ball-dominant style has been a double-edged sword for the Chicago Sky. On the one hand, her ability to dominate the boards and score in isolation has made her a focal point of the team's offense. On the other hand, this style can sometimes alienate teammates, particularly those who thrive in a more fluid, team-oriented system. A prime example is Marina Mabre, who left the team amidst reports of dissatisfaction with her role. Mabre, known for her ability to create off the dribble and shoot from deep, often found herself relegated to a secondary role when Reese was on the court. This dynamic raises concerns about how Reese's playing style might affect other potential stars like Camila Cardoso. Cardoso, a highly touted draft pick, has struggled to find consistency in her minutes and role within the team. Reports suggest that former coach Teresa Weatherspoon faced criticism for failing to integrate Cardoso effectively into the rotation, which may have been exacerbated by Reese's tendency to dominate possessions. If Reese continues to play this way, it could hinder the development of younger players who need touches and opportunities to grow. So, what does this mean for the future of the Chicago Sky? Can they find a way to balance Reese's brilliance with the needs of their younger players? The answer to this question will be crucial as they navigate the challenges of building a cohesive team. Moreover, Reese's playing style also impacts team morale. When players feel they're not being utilised effectively, it can lead to frustration and dissatisfaction. This was evident in Mabre's departure and could become a recurring issue if not addressed. Reese's ball-dominant tendencies echo some of the issues that plagued the Chicago Sky last season. Under former coach Teresa Weatherspoon, the team struggled with cohesion and offensive fluidity. Players often looked out of sync, and late-game situations were marred by poor decision-making and questionable shot selection. These issues contributed to Weatherspoon's dismissal after just one season, despite her strong relationships with players like Reese. The parallels between last season and this year are hard to ignore. While Reese's performances have been stellar, she leads the league in rebounds and is among the top scorers, the team's overall record has been underwhelming. The Sky currently sit at 8-12, a reflection of their inability to consistently execute as a unit. Analysts have pointed out that teams with ball-dominant stars often struggle unless those stars can elevate their teammates through playmaking and leadership. A fascinating subplot from recent games has been the contrasting perceptions of Lexi Hull and Angel Reese's struggles. Hull had an abysmal shooting night, going 1 of 9 from the field, yet commentators viewed her performance through a different lens compared to Reese's struggles. Why is that? The key lies in Hull's approach to the game. Even with her poor shooting performance, Hull contributed to other areas, hustling on defense, setting screens, and making smart passes that kept the offense moving. Reese, by contrast, is often judged by her scoring and rebounding numbers because those are her primary contributions. When she struggles in these areas, as in recent games, it becomes more noticeable because she doesn't always compensate with intangibles like playmaking or defensive versatility. This comparison highlights an important aspect of basketball. Impact isn't always measured in points or rebounds. For Reese to elevate her game and her teams, she'll need to find ways to contribute even when her shots aren't falling. So, how can Reese learn from Hull's approach? By focusing on becoming a more well-rounded player, Reese could not only improve her own performance but also enhance the team's overall dynamics. In stark contrast to Angel Reese's struggles was Chelsea Gray's phenomenal 38-point performance in a recent game against the Sky. Gray showcased everything you want from a star player: efficiency, poise under pressure, and an ability to make her teammates better through timely passes and leadership. What can the Chicago Sky learn from Gray's performance? First and foremost, it underscores the importance of efficiency. Gray didn't force shots or dominate possessions unnecessarily. Instead, she let the game come to her while capitalizing on high-percentage opportunities. Another key takeaway is Gray's ability to involve her teammates even while scoring at a high level. This balance is something Reese could emulate as she continues to develop as a player. By improving her decision-making and becoming more of a facilitator when needed, Reese could unlock new dimensions in her own game and that of her teammates. But how can Reese achieve this balance? It will likely require a combination of coaching, self-reflection, and practice. The question is, will she be willing to make these adjustments? How should the Chicago Sky's coaching staff address Angel Reese's performance moving forward? This is perhaps the most pressing question facing first-year head coach Teresa Weatherspoon. The answer lies in striking a delicate balance between nurturing Reese's immense talent and holding her accountable for areas where she needs improvement. One area that requires immediate attention is decision-making. Too often, Reese forces difficult shots or holds onto the ball too long instead of making quick decisions that keep the offense flowing. The coaching staff could implement more structured offensive sets to create easier scoring opportunities for Reese and her teammates. Another critical area is leadership development. As one of the team's stars, Reese needs to set an example both on and off the court. This includes improving communication with teammates and embracing a more collaborative approach during games. Off-court distractions also need to be addressed carefully but firmly. While Reese's ventures into social media influencing and business ownership are commendable, they should not come at the expense of her focus on basketball. The coaching staff might consider working with Reese on time management strategies or setting clear expectations about balancing these commitments. Finally, it's worth exploring how other players on the roster can step up alongside Reese. The burden shouldn't fall solely on her shoulders. Developing complementary pieces like Camila Cardoso could help alleviate some of the pressure on Reese while fostering greater team cohesion. As the Chicago Sky navigates these challenges, one thing is clear: the path forward will require collaboration and growth from everyone involved. Can they find a way to balance individual brilliance with team success? The answer will define not just this season but potentially the future of the franchise. Do you think Angel Reese's playing style is helping or hurting her team? Should the Chicago Sky focus on building around her, or does she need to adapt her game to better fit the team dynamic? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.